the generation 6 of the Glock pistols. Will it be worth it? Greetings, friends. You all know that I am a Glock pistol user. And I use a Glock pistol because they simply work. They're very good. They're combat pistols. They're pistols that are quite reliable. And also, as a duty weapon, one of the good things about the Glock is that there are always many accessories available on the market for it. Do I think it's the best of the best? No, not really. There are many other brands that are excellent pistols too. But if this one dominates today when it comes to duty weapons, meaning police, security, and with civilians too, I think it's precisely because of that. They're good, very reliable, and have a lot of accessories available for them. But today's video for me is not only to show the differences with the new generation 6, but I also want to frame it as a complaint, okay? All of you, if you follow me for many years on the channel, know that I've been using Glock pistols generation 3, then generation 4, then generation 5, and now we're with the generation 6. This one isn't mine. This is from a channel user who lent it to me for the video. And all of you have seen that in that process, I've always criticized what one lacks, what the other lacks. For example, generation 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, had finger grooves here on the grip on the front, and for a person with a thick hand, it's uncomfortable. I even have a generation 4 that I had modified to remove the grooves on the front and also make a cut here on the bottom of the trigger guard so that my hand, well, fits better. And it was a success, honestly. After that, the grip felt much better. You feel when you have control of a pistol. Then came the generation 5, which brought a cut here on the front part of the grip, which we criticized a lot because when gripping, that cut was right on the pinky finger, and every time you shoot, well, that was hitting. I don't know what Glock was thinking, but anyway, the same generation 5, it seems there was so much complaint from users that they released a second edition without that cut there on the front and bottom of the grip. Well, now the generation 6 has arrived, which is wonderful. Honestly, it's very, very good, okay? Excellent. And we're going to talk about details that this generation 6 has. So if I like Glocks and they're so good, what is my complaint? My complaint is that the Glock factory has been listening to the users of their pistols for years, and instead of bringing out a generation, whichever, it could have been the 4 or the 5, with all the details that we users have been expressing to the Glock factory, they have gone generation by generation, adding one little thing that users are asking for, then to the next generation, another little thing that users are asking for. Finally, when you think you already have a generation 5, which is the ultimate, but the ergonomics are still not that perfect, then they throw the generation 6 at you with much better ergonomics. On one hand, I understand that a company has a marketing strategy and is not going to release everything at the same time so that, as they say, that is their final product, right? But rather they take it step by step and then users buy the new generation. That is my complaint with Glock, okay? Now then, what's new with the generation 6? Well, the main thing, what I think is the most important, which I just mentioned, are the ergonomics. This pistol has a grip, a handle that is a bit more rounded, and so it feels better in the hand. Because our hand, when you close your hand like this, is not square. The fingers and the hand are kind of rounded, right? So it feels better in the grip. It also has a rest here for the second hand, the support hand, the thumb. You rest it there, and that gives you a bit more security in the grip. Besides that, they've improved the trigger too. Okay? It feels crisper, more, what do you call it? Crisp. More, I wouldn't say hair trigger, because a hair trigger is a trigger that is very, very light, but it's closer to that. Okay? Another detail of the Generation 6 is the cut here to mount an electronic sight, right? Red dot or green dot, right? And that is because the cut now is RMS. And the advantage of that we will see in the video next Saturday, where we are going to install it to test it too, what advantages it can offer. They went already, they are not doing the MOS cut on the Generation 6 and have changed to RMS. What they haven't changed, gentlemen, is the plastic and Novak style sights, which there are many users asking for Glock to finally drop these sights. They work, honestly, just like any other sight, but it's a matter of preference. And since you have millions and millions of people who are used to the 3 dots, it's very possible that that is a selling point, pardon the redundancy, for a person to decide to buy one of these pistols or not. It also comes with the Picatinny rail, just like the other versions. It's ambidextrous on the slide stop, and the magazine button, well, it's reversible too. It can be flipped to the right side for left-handed users. Another change is the texture on the grip, which is made a little more aggressive. I don't really see the need, because the previous ones also have their good grip, but well, that's one of the changes too. And also, the magazine well comes here, as in English it's called a flare, okay? Which is wider at the bottom, and it's supposed that in that way, at the moment of reloading, well, it's easier to find the hole and then insert your magazine there. I don't see much difference in this to the other generations. Maybe it's a matter of practice. When you get used to it and practice a lot, well, you won't have a problem in loading that magazine. But well, it's another of the details that the Generation 6 has brought. In conclusion, my friends, what I can give you as advice, if you have a Generation 4 or a Generation 5, and with that pistol you do very well, you grip very well, you feel you have good control, good grip with a Generation 4, Generation 5, right? I repeat the same. There is no need to get into a Generation 6. If the Glock pistol you have is uncomfortable in the grip, makes it harder to control, and that affects your accuracy in shooting, well, I recommend one, yes, that you change for a Generation 6, because honestly, just gripping it, you will feel that you have a better grip. Well, friends, and that's all for now, okay? Let me know your thoughts, what questions you have. If you really like the Generation 6, you stay with your 5, you stay with your Generation 4. Is it necessary to change? I'll read you here in the comments. I'm Jaime, president and founder of the AlphaCalibre Agency of Investigation, Security, Firearms Training, and Online Gunsmithing. Until next Saturday, thank you very much.